A girl died on her second date. They bombarded me with questions about her medical history and relatives, but I was completely helpless because I barely knew her. They fought for her life right there on my living room floor for over an hour, trying to get a pulse back. Meanwhile, I went out into the yard and started scrolling through social media, trying to find her family. I sent out a bunch of messages begging them to get in touch urgently, but nobody replied. When they finally got a pulse, they rushed her to the hospital. I followed them, but on the way, I stopped by her place to tell the neighbors everything and try to find some contact info for her family. Eventually, I managed to reach her mother over the phone and explained where I was and what had happened. Stuck all alone in the emergency room waiting area, I couldn't get any information until her family arrived. By that point, I was a complete wreck. Her mother and sister arrived at the hospital, and I explained the situation to them in detail. They were invited into the family room, and I walked over there and sat down. An hour later, a social worker came out to me and said, "She didn't make it." I knew where things were heading and tried not to get my hopes up, but hearing those words still hurt deeply. A little later, her family came out to me and sat down nearby. I told them everything and offered my condolences. It all happened so fast, like in a movie. They were incredibly kind, supportive, and thanked me for being there for her, so she didn't die alone. I spent the rest of the day with friends, trying to process what had happened. After drinking myself into a blackout, I still couldn't bring myself to go back to my apartment because of this psychological trauma. I ended up waking up on a friend's couch. Over the next 3 days, time dragged on agonizingly slow. I didn't know you long, Emily, but every single moment with you was special. I will never forget you and your sarcastic laugh. Rest in peace. Regarding her death, I want to be as respectful as possible to what she was going through, but that is exactly what led to her heart attack that morning. I don't know what to do next. Sometimes I'm just torn apart by loneliness, and other times I feel completely numb. It's only been 6 weeks, so the wounds are still too fresh. Even so, I am incredibly grateful to her mother and sister for being so supportive of me.